of the International Secret Police.
Ceiling zero. Ceiling zero. Ceiling zero. Ceiling zero.
When Speed Gibson and Clint Barlow returned from Asia, after ending the activities there of the Octopus and his infamous gang, they learned that Chief Riley, head of the International Secret Police, has another job for them. A syndicate located in Africa claims to have located the long-lost continent of Atlantis in the midst of the Sahara Desert. They have secured the financial backing of 10 of the world's richest men, but since receiving the money, have accomplished nothing tangible. The investors, suspecting a gigantic swindle, have asked the secret police to begin a quiet investigation, and Speed and Clint are assigned to this duty when Buchanan, one of the heaviest stockholders, disappears in Central Africa, and a scrap of paper bearing the mark of the Octopus is found among his belongings. We find the boys and Smiley Preston, who is replacing Barney, getting ready for the takeoff from New York.
Well, is everything packed, Speed?
Yes, Clint. It was easy. Most of the big stuff wasn't unpacked yet. We hardly stay in one place long enough to get our washing done.
You said it.
You don't have to worry about washing down in Africa, boy. Too hot to wear many clothes.
Is it really as hot as I've heard, Smiley?
Is it hot? Once you all get inland, all you'll be thinking about is a nice, tall glass of ice water. And you'll have to take it out and thinking, because if there's one thing they haven't got in that country, it's ice water.
Well, I'm hoping we won't have to go inland, Smiley.
You're going to look for Buchanan, and he was last seen in Central Africa.
I know, but by the time we reach there, the whole picture may have changed. I've been studying these reports on the syndicate, and most of their activity seems to have started in Morocco. Since we're landing there, we will probably lay over for a little while until we get our bearings.
What route have you finally decided to take, Clint?
Well, from here we go to Bermuda, and then make our longest hop between there and the Azores.
Man, that is a hop. 2,200 miles, I think.
It'll be a cinch in that plane they've got for us. Gee, it's a dilly.
From the Azores, we could go right on to Morocco, but we better play safe and set down on the island of Madeira, and then go on to the African coast.
How long will it take us to reach Bermuda?
About 5 hours, I should say. Say, we don't get down to the dock, we'll never get away from New York. I told Chief Riley we'd meet him there at 10, and it's 9:30 already.
What was that he said about giving us a crew, Clint?
Oh, yes, Leeds and Davis, a mechanic and a navigator.
Navigator? We don't need him. Well, you've always done that job, Clint.
The chief wants us to concentrate on the job ahead of us, Speed, and not so much on the flying. I'll handle the controls, and Smiley can relieve me. Other than that, we'll be free to think of the African setup. Oh, that new ship almost flies itself.
But we're supposed to be working on the quiet. Are these other fellas in on the investigation?
No, they're not members of the secret police, but merely employees. Now, they've been told that we're going over to check up on our agencies in Africa. So, be careful what you say in front of them. Don't mention the Atlantean Syndicate.
I get it.
Well, we're all ready. Let's go.
Yeah, Wait a minute.
What's the matter, Smiley?
My rabbit's foot, I ain't got it.
Rabbit's foot?
If you think Barney was superstitious, wait till you're around Smiley a while, Speed. He wasn't born in Alabama for nothing.
Now, I ain't superstitious, but Bunny Pete have just helped me, and it's been lucky to me, that's all, and here it is. This little old piece of fluff has saved my life many a time.
Didn't do much for the rabbit it belonged to.
Huh? Now, wouldn't you know he'd think of something like that, Clint? Come on. Let's get along to the dock, or he'll have me losing faith in this here Bunny's foot.
Kind of busy down here at the dock.
Gee, this is a swell landing the secret police have, isn't it, Clint? Special police launches and a pier and a float where the planes can be boarded?
Yes, we got just about everything here in our New York headquarters, Speed. But we need it. Never know what sort of a call we're going to get from what corner of the earth.
Yeah. Look, isn't that Chief Riley waiting for us there ahead?
Oh, yes. Those two fellas with him are Leeds and Davis.
You know them very well, Clint?
No, just by sight. I've never worked with them.
Have you, Smiley?
No, Speed. They stay right here in New York, and most of my time's been spent in Africa, you know.
Oh.
Why? What's on your mind, Speed?
Well, I guess I'm just used to working with secret police operators. Somehow I'm not so keen on having anybody else along on an important flight like this.
The kid's smart, Clint.
Smart, but he needs experience. Sometimes we have to work with civilians, Speed. And Leeds and Davis ought to be trusted. At least the chief recommends them highly, and he should know, if anyone.
Sure.
Remember now, not a word about the Atlantean Syndicate.
Don't worry. So far as those fellas will know, I'm just going along for the ride. Hi, Chief Riley.
Good morning, Speed.
Did you think they wouldn't get here, sir?
No, you're right on time, Clint. You always are. Your baggage arrived a few minutes ago. I knew you couldn't be far behind. You and Preston know you're a mechanic and navigator.
Oh, yes. How are you, sir?
Speed Gibson, this is Mr. Davis, and this is Mr. Leeds.
How are you?
Speed. I've heard a lot about you from Chief Riley.
Have you, Mr. Leeds?
Well, I think we're going to get along fine. Maybe we'll let you help with the navigation.
No, thanks. Clint's teaching it to me, but he's also taught me not to monkey around when somebody else is doing it.
You did, huh? You've got a smart nephew, Mr. Barlow.
He can hold up his ends of things all right. Is our baggage stored away in the plane, Chief Riley?
Yes, Davis took care of all that. Your motors are warmed up, too. Switched them off just before you arrived.
Good. And I guess everything is all set for the takeoff.
Now, you have your instructions as to what procedure to follow in Africa. Check up on all our operators in the key cities, and keep in constant touch with me regarding your progress.
I understand, sir. We'll do our best.
Sure, and with me along, they'll know more about Africa than they know about the United States when we come back.
Oh, you take care of us all right, Smiley, with that rabbit's foot along. Well, start the motors, Davis.
Yes, sir. Right away.
Boy, what a plane. Looks almost as big as the clipper ships, Chief Riley.
You'll need a large plane on this flight, Speed. You may have to live in it for days at a time. You'll find it completely equipped for every emergency.
Plenty of ammunition, of course, for big game.
Yes, everything you might need.
Are you figuring on having time to hunt big game, Mr. Barlow?
If we come across it, Leeds. Never know what might cross our path in Africa.
Listen to that motor. Sweet like an angel's song.
Gosh, I can hardly wait to start the flight.
There goes the second motor. Might as well go down to the float and board the plane.
Yes. Now you have full instructions, Clint. From here on, it's all up to you, Speed, and Preston.
You may depend on us. Come on.
Think you'll have any trouble handling such a big ship, Clint? You're used to the smaller planes.
Yes, but when I took this one up on the trial flight yesterday, she handled like a dream, Smiley. That San Diego company that built this bimotored amphibian certainly outdid themselves. They turned out a plane that's way ahead of anything else in the air.
I'll tell you more about that after we land in Africa.
Well, here we are. I don't need to tell you, boys, that I wish you plenty of luck.
Thank you, Chief. And we'll keep in constant touch with you by a shortwave set. Smiley can handle that in a minute, and Speed can help him out.
You bet.
Goodbye, Chief.
Goodbye, Smiley. Now, don't let any wild animals get these boys.
Don't you fuss yourself about Speed and Clint. I think the wild animals will be the ones that'll have to worry.
Well, go ahead and get in that plane, fella.
So long, Chief Riley.
So long, Chief.
Take care, sir.
All right.
Gee, what a plane. You can hardly hear the motors back here in the cabin.
I never worry about motors so long as I hear them. It's when I'm up in the air and don't hear them that gets me fussed.
Well, you won't have to think about things like that with Clint at the controls, Smiley.
I know, boy. I've known that Razorback for a long time, and he's never let me down yet. And something tells me that you're cut out of the same piece of wood.
Sure hope so. There's nobody I'd rather be like than Clint.
You said it. Say, I wonder if there's anything to eat right handy.
You hungry?
Well, we've been up in the air 2 hours, and I ain't had a bite. What about you?
No, if I'm too excited to eat, I'll wait till we land in Bermuda. I'll get you something, Smiley. What would you like? Sandwiches, fruit, candy, or what?
Well, just give me a couple of 3 sandwiches and some fruit, and some candy, too. I don't want to eat too much before we dine in Bermuda.
No, sounds like it. I'll get the stuff now.
Where's Leeds and Davis?
Mr. Davis is up in the control cabin with Clint. Leeds just went through here a while ago. Said something about checking up on the parachutes in the baggage compartment.
Yeah? What's he figuring on doing? Bailing out?
Don't know. Guess he's like some people when they get on a boat. First thing they look for is a life preserver.
Yeah. Well, he'd better spend more time on his navigating and less time in the baggage room. Chutes won't do him any good if we get way off our course.
Don't worry about that. Clint knows too much about navigation himself. Say, if we've been in the air over 2 hours, we're almost halfway to Bermuda.
Uh-huh. And I'm still hungry. Throw me an apple or something if you can't find those sandwiches in a hurry, boy.
Here it all is, Smiley. Do you want anything to drink with it? Milk or something? I can get it out of the refrigerator.
No, thanks. What are you looking for?
When I was over getting the food, I thought I smelled smoke.
Imagination. Nobody's smoked since we left New York.
I don't get it over here. Just over there.
Are you hungry already, Mr. Preston?
Well, looks kind of like it, Leeds, with all this food around me.
Please tell Clint to call me if he wants anything, Mr. Leeds.
All right, Speed, I'll tell him.
Man, oh, man. Billy's sandwiches hit the spot.
Smiley, now I smell smoke over here.
Will you forget that talk about smoke up here? Makes me nervous.
But it's getting stronger all the time. Where the dickens is it coming from?
Well, maybe Clint's burning too much oil or something. Remember, this plane's brand new, Speed. Needs to be sort of broken in.
No, it isn't that kind of smoke. Smiley, look what's calling out from the baggage compartment, from under the door.
Holy leaping bullfrogs, it is smoke.
The baggage room. Smiley, the plane's on fire.